You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
There's a light I put on my.
All right, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, review. Keith Reza with the one and only.
You got it. King of the sidekicks. Tired, too fucking tired.
He doesn't even know his name, Alan Lee.
I said king of the sidekicks.
Yeah, but I was like, and the one and only king of the
Alan Lee.
sidekicks, Alan Lee. We got a great show for you guys today. We both survived Hurricane Hillary. So that's cool. And Alan got the day off today. I got the day off today. So we thought, hey, we should podcast. And Alan's, what are you doing, man?
I have a light. Look, a light.
Oh, Alan's playing with his studio light that he just got. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. How much was that?
This?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this whole thing was $8.
Whoa.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Where'd you buy it at?
Well, I got it. Well, quite frankly, not to give them too much of a plug, I got it on Temu.
Ooh.
The Chinese site with all those cut. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, buy your lights at Temu.
See these glasses? Temu, $3.
Oh. Well, do your shopping at Temu. We'll ask them to sponsor the podcast because Alan Lee is plugging your guys' stuff like crazy. So we got a great show, guys. Subscribe, rate, review. Our guest today, you've seen him on Martin. He was the bro man. You've seen him on the Bernie Mac show. And you've seen him in the movie Dennis Menace to Society. Please give it up for Reginald Ballard. Did I say the name right?
That's beautiful.
All right. Reginald Ballard is in the Zoom. Guys, subscribe, rate, review, and enjoy the show. All right. Excellent.
Hey, man, I'm so sorry, man.
Hey, Reginald. How are you, buddy?
Reginald?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes,
I can. How are you?
Man, I'm so sorry, man. I got caught up into this track meet and end up forgetting I was supposed to have to do this, man. I was looking at the World Championships, and I'm like, I'll be dang.
Oh. Well,
I'm so sorry, fellas.
I thought Hurricane Hillary hit you hard, so it's kind of...
Man, let me tell you something. I'm from Galveston, Texas, man.
There you go.
Let me put my video on.
I know exactly where that is.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm from Galveston, Texas. We have real hurricanes,
That's
man.
true.
This right here.
You were too young.
This was like a big sneeze.
Yes, it was a big nothing burger. And you're too young to remember Hurricane Carla.
No, yeah, I remember Carla. But that's not the worst. That's not the worst thing. Got my mother do.
No.
But that's not the worst. The worst was the
not.
1900 storm.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the worst disaster. Oh, that's the worst disaster in history.
Oh, is it? Oh my God!
In the United States, 1900 storm happened in Galveston, Texas, leveled the whole island.
The whole thing was smashed. Like Maui.
Yeah. So how you guys doing, man?
Very good. And yourself?
Doing good.
I'm just dandy. Can't complain. You know, my favorite event on is I'm a big track and field fan, and they got the World Championships on right now. So I'm looking at seeing Carrie Richardson gonna win this 100 meters, and I'm gonna tell you, it is gonna be very, very tough for her to do it.
Well, Reginald, thank you so much for saying yes, because right now a lot of people are saying no.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of like they're all scared for podcasts, I guess. I don't know why, but yeah, man. So I wanted to start with your first movie, Class Act, which is with Kid and Play, and I was just wondering, like, how is that? Because like back then, Kid and Play was like really, really popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that because I remember when I did the audition.
100%.
comedy. And when I went in to audition for the movie, I went in there and I did it hard, man. I was like, wow. And then after I auditioned, the producers and they was just looking like, you know, this is a comedy, right? I was like, no. I went in there, did it real serious, man. They was like, that's a comedy. So, but once it was cool working with Kid and Play, man, and you know, I found out when Tommy Ford was in it, you know, from Martin, he was the reason I got my union card, man. I didn't know at the time, found out then. And he was like, you know, he was supposed to do this movie called I Love You to Death with River Phoenix and Kevin Kline. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
You hear? Yeah, Kevin Kline, and he didn't show up for the movie. And I ended up getting the movie, and you know, that's how I got my union card. And I found out on Class Act that Tommy was the actor that didn't show up.
Oh, so Tommy didn't show up, not Kevin Kline.
Right. Yeah, no, Tommy didn't show up. So yeah, that's how I ended up getting the union card, man. I was like, wow, that worked out for me. Cause we were talking, he said, yeah, man, I'm supposed to do this movie called I Love You to Death. I said, hey man, I did that movie. He said, yeah. I said, he said, yeah, because I didn't show up, man, because he was doing Harlem Nights, which was a much better movie. I wouldn't have showed up either. And did Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy, you know, went on to be a classic. So yeah.
And this is before you started doing stand-up, so right? So you didn't really know how to feel comedy and drama, right? So you were just doing acting.
Yeah, because you know, I majored in theater in college, man, and you know, I was straight theater, man. I went in there, I was like smoking, and but they liked it so much that they gave me a part. You know, that same thing would happen with a Minister Society. I went in and auditioned for the lead character, and they liked it so well, they gave me a big part in the movie, and it was cool. It worked out. You know, because I wasn't believable to be a young guy, but it worked out. So, you know, theater helped me out, and I didn't start doing comedy, man, until after the Martin thing. You know, yeah, J. Anthony Brown, you know, he's a comedian. He used to warm up the audience for Martin, you know, doing in between takes. And he asked me one day, he said, hey man, he said, you know, can you go to my club in Houston and this hostess bring up the comics? I'm like, yeah. I say, hey man, you think I could do some jokes? He said, if you think you can. Then I went out there to Houston, did jokes, and it worked out.
You know, it's weird because like the warm-up comic on sitcoms, they're like, I mean, they're comedians, of course, but because my uncle was on a show called Rules of Engagement, and before I became a stand-up, I would go to the you know, the filmings and just talk to the warm-up guy. And I always wanted to do comedy. I was just like, oh my God, how is it like doing that? And he's just like, oh, it fucking sucks, man. You gotta do like G jokes.
I don't see how they could do that, man. I don't see how they could do that. That's a different animal right there, dude.
Yeah.
That's a different animal, man. You know, you warming up, you know, in between takes, you got to come up with something just to talk to the people. You know, then you just start. You just start just making fun of the people that's there, man. You just start, you know, what's in your purse? If anybody have a condom in their purse.
He's like, I'm never gonna fucking open up for David Spade as my one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, you talked about a little, but we should talk a little about Menace to Society, because I think that's one of those movies that's, you know, there's so much movies that like it's hard to make a perfect movie. You know what I mean? Because there's always going to be flaws in something. But Menace to Society is pretty close to perfect. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, he did a good, man. The Hughes brothers did a great job, man. They I mean, all of the drama that they had behind the scenes, you know, far as you know, with Tupac and the Hughes brothers, you know, getting into the fist fights and all that kind of stuff, and you know, man, they pulled off a great movie. I thought they pulled off a great movie, man, because there was a lot of drama behind the scenes, man. A lot of drama. Yeah.
What was the most trouble behind the scenes? Were they wondering if Samuel L. Jackson's coming to set today or what?
Well, they had a situation with Tupac, you know, and you know, he ended up not being in the movie, but they got into like a serious physical fight, you know, and You know, that's how that went down. You know, they talked about it in the Tupac's his that show on now, that special they did about documentary they did on Tupac, and they talked about it in that. Matter of fact, the Hughes brothers did the documentary, and they, you know, brought it out. They were talking about it, and it was serious. But I think they end up squashing it or whatever. Something went down, but yeah, he was able to talk about it this time, you know. So
Did you ever
but
meet
that
Tupac?
I didn't see any of it, but that's what went on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
did you have the opportunity to meet Tupac or?
No, I mean, you know what? I met Tupac like coming. I was at the Comedy Store one night, and I was walking out the door. Man, he was like blocking the door, just standing in the middle of the door, greeting people as they come out. And I was like, "Hey man, what's up, man?" Like, "Hey man, what's up?" And right after that, man, a couple of weeks later, man, he was gone. And the same thing with Nipsey Hussle, man. I was at the airport at Starbucks, man. I was at Starbucks at the airport, and he came over. He saw me. He gave me a pound and said, "What's up, man?" Boom, boom, boom. And right after that, died. I'm like, I feel like, man, I might be the kiss of death. You know, I met these two, you know, guys right before they passed, man. And but yeah, that's the only.
I'm glad we're doing this over Zoom. Oh, I lost
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I just said a great joke, and I don't think you got it. Oh, I was like,
well, I didn't hear. What you say?
Oh, okay. So go back, rewind. You met Tupac and you met someone else, and they kiss it death,
yeah,
right?
met Tupac and Nipsey Hussle, man. And then right after I met them, they like just died, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad we're doing this over Zoom.
I know you guys might be immortalized now.
Oh boy.
You might live forever now.
And then yeah, I mean that's the plan, right? Every year you try and not die, you know.
Yeah. That's it, man. You know, like my son say, he met this old man. Old man was like 100-something years old. He said, "Man, how you live so long?" Hey, man, just don't die. Yeah. That's the secret. The secret of living, man. Just don't die. Yeah.
You know, death is one of those things that actually scares me because I've lost, I lost my best friend 2 years ago, the guy I toured with and stuff. So, but the older I get, the more I'm like acceptable to it. But when I was younger, I was like scared. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, man, I know, man. Now it's like, hey, man, when it comes, I won't even know it because I'd be too busy looking good.
There you go.
That's from.
That's from what's that film from?
Jim Kelly, Enter the Dragon.
Oh my God, Enter the Dragon. Oh, stop it. God, I just watched that last week. It holds up so well.
Oh man, that's one of the best. Matter of fact, they're coming out with the 4K. They're coming out with the 4. You see, I'm a big Bruce Lee fan. You see, I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, right? Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Return of the Dragon.
I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, man.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Alan Lee took some type of karate.
Aikido. I took Aikido in Houston. From Carl Geis Incorporated, and that was the Olympic coach in the 70s for the judo, and he had an Aikido teacher come in, and they make fun of Aikido, but Steven Seagal is now, they always make fun of him a little bit, but Aikido was very effective, and I just saw a video that showed how many Aikido moves that Bruce Lee had incorporated.
Oh yeah,
those ones where he flips people over and he pulls
them everything,
and then flips them the other way with their own energy. Yeah,
he did the whole thing, man. MMA and all that stuff back in the day. Before MMA even was around.
Because he would choose the what he was going to use in the moment of the fight. Like he go boxing, American boxing, Wing Chun, judo.
Exactly. All that stuff.
He was amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's funny? And I know you're a film buff with the Blaxploitation and all that period.
Oh yes, sir.
This is a sidebar on Enter the Dragon, but that island they go to, that's Epstein Island. that girl's in that cage saying, "Take me back, take me back," and I'm from California, and those other girls all doped up in the cage. God, that's fucking it, And the leader's Epstein. He's got those girls that are all younger and shit. If you look at it, God damn, that's fucking Epstein Island, bro.
Epstein Island. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Now, don't be surprised you hear that again somewhere, okay?
No, listen, I got one more question for you. I want to run this by you because it has to do with Galveston and blaxploitation in a way. And it was a film. I know you have quite a collection. And so this film took place on Galveston Island, dealt with these 2 kids or 3 kids. And part of the title is Brothers.
Together Brothers.
Oh my God! Oh, stop it!
I wish I
got
could show
that
you a picture
without
right
a
now.
blink.
Listen, I wish I could show you a picture right now.
Oh, stop it!
I had that in. I got my wife gave for my.
That's a classic.
I think it was my birthday. For my birthday, my wife gave me a golf bag. I play golf.
Yeah.
On my golf bag, I got embroidered on the front, Reginald Ballard, Together Brothers, and I got the fist from Together Brothers.
Yo, stop it! Stop it! You! Oh my God! I can't even believe it. Boy, he didn't even blink, and then on top of that,
right now, I wish I could get my golf bag, but it's out in the car, and I could show you. It got Together Brothers.
Oh God! That is a piece of trivia.
I
know there's some people.
Just like that.
Oh man, that is a bomb. And not to bring up Epstein Island again, but one of the crazy villains in that was kind of a tranny, way.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I haven't seen a film in a while like that.
That's amazing. That's amazing that you know that, man. Not too many people know that.
Oh, I appreciate that.
That's amazing.
Well, I'm a film freak too, and I said he's gonna get it.
I can't even find. I guarantee you, I couldn't even find 20 black people that ever heard of that movie.
Oh my God!
And on top of that, it's on Galveston Island.
20 random black people, I probably couldn't find not one that heard of that movie.
Isn't that funny?
It
was amazing. Under the radar. It was actually an art film in many ways.
Yes, it was. And Barry White did the soundtrack.
Oh my God! It's amazing that people don't know about that.
And Barry White is from Galveston.
Oh, that's right. He is. Galveston's an amazing place. Amazing.
Well, he did the soundtrack. Man, that's amazing that you know that movie, man. I gotta put you down in a special place in my Rolodex.
You do.
Man.
Oh my God, that's Alan's dream come true.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's funny that that's on my golf bag, dude.
I can't believe it.
It's embroidered, man, and it's beautiful. Everybody say, "Hey, man, what is that? Together Brothers." I say, "Man, you don't know nothing about that, man."
Oh, wow.
You just made Alan like the happiest guy in the world.
That is amazing. I'm amazed that this all happened.
So I was licking my chops when you said that. When you went into the thing, I was like, "Oh, he think he got me on this one."
I did.
Not only did he have me, man. That's my golf bag emblem.
Unbelievable.
Good thing he wasn't offering money for that trivia question. You would have been.
And then
I didn't bet a penny on that one.
Yeah, I would have went outside and got my golf bag then.
It's kind of like playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with someone. You think you're really going to stop them, and you don't realize you're talking to the smartest person in the world.
Exactly.
Looking at my collection right now.
I know them all, man. Oh, 1 second. Let me show you some guys.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're getting a tour.
Oh
my God.
Yes.
See that stuff, man?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yes, I did. Wow.
Stuff over here.
Those are great posters. Look at that. Oh boy, that's
man.
Jim Brown.
Blaxploitation fiend.
Jim Brown.
Oh my God.
Jim Brown. That's from Three the Hard Way. Jim Brown, Jim Kelly, Fred Williamson.
That's right.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Three the Hard Way.
That's right.
And it's something that's almost happening now. It's like they were showing how this white group was going to the major black cities and contaminating the water.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill.
Yeah.
That's right. Contaminating the water. And
Read the hard way.
Use that in other films. They use that premise. They sort of use that contaminating the water thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, Reginald, I wanted to get back to Martin, which is probably what your rise to fame, where people really know you from the Bro Man and stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a feeling you kind of put your own little spin on that, because that character is so funny that's something that cannot be, typed on a script.
That was a great character. Tell
you the truth. Tell you the truth, man. When I went in the audition, they had, it was originally Brother Man, and Benny Richburg was the writer, and Benny Richburg couldn't come up with a name for the character, so he put Brother Man, and he told me, yeah, I was going to change the name when I get the script in. He said, I just couldn't think of a name, so I just put Brother Man right now. So when I went in the audition, I shortened it to Bruh Man, and man, when I did it, they was like, oh wow. They like the character, they like what I did, and they say, we just gonna call it Bruh Man.
Oh my!
And that's how it broke down, and that's how it happened. And it was crazy how it happened, because I was in Texas, and I think a week before I was in Texas visiting, and my best friend, man, Eddie Fowler, I'll never forget, he had all the videotapes of Martin reruns. And man, we sitting over there looking at the reruns. Man, I was on the floor crying when they had Dragonfly Jones. Man, I was on the floor just rolling, laughing, and came back to California a week later, and I got called in for the audition. Man, I went in the audition, and Eileen Knight, she was like the cast director. She's like, "Can you do something a little different?" I said, "Okay." So I went into the character, and she's like, "Okay, let me take you across the street, to meet the producers and audition for them." I said, "Okay, cool." Went across the street. Martin was in there, Benny Richburg, Robbie, all them cats in the countrymen, they sitting down, with their hat on to the side like gangsters, So when I went in and hit them and I did the fifth flow, man, with the 4 fingers, man, because I made all that up, like you say, it's improvised, and they were rolling. And that's the first audition I ever got on the spot. They didn't have to call my agent. They like, we want you, and I had to go right in the table read right there, man. It was cool. That's how that happened.
So when you got that part, was your agent like, "Oh my God, I love you. You're my favorite client"?
But funny, because I did so many things before that. I was on this show called True Colors on Fox, and it was a show with Frankie Faison, Nancy Walker was in the show, Claude Brooks, Adam Jeffrey. So I did that show, like 5 episodes of that show, and so when I got this one, man, he just called me, man. I told him, he said, yeah. I said, they like you, and so you're doing table read, and they negotiated the money and all that, and it just happened, man. And they were like, cool. Yeah. I loved it. I had a good time on the show, and people don't realize I only did 12 episodes, man. And
you did 12? I thought you did like 15 or 16.
No, I did like 12, and I did like 40 episodes of Bernie. Yeah. Bernie Mac, but everybody knows the Martin thing,
That's right.
Yeah. Matter of fact, somebody sent me the other day, I posted on Facebook, it's some kind of cartoon, and the captain of this boat, they asked him to say, "Where's the captain?" And he said, I was in the bathroom, in the 5th stall, acting like bruh, man. I'm like, wow.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I was sitting on the toilet in the 5th stall.
Wow. But see, that's kind of amazing how that character has lived on, maybe lived on more than the TV show itself. You know what I mean?
Yes. So. Yes, that's true, man. It is amazing that it has lasted this long. It's like, what, 30 years, 20 years, 30 years, something like that. Yeah, it's been a long time, man. And it's still going strong.
That's a great character.
So when you were doing it, that's when you decided to try stand-up comedy, right?
Yep. After Anthony Brown, he the one, like I say, told me to go over to the Martin thing, and went over there, man. And that's when I, realized, I could do comedy. When I went to Houston and did the club, and some guy saw me doing a Vance Bradford, saw me in the audience, man, and he said, "Hey, man, we want to do this little tour, go around military bases around the world, and you just be our host." I said, "All right, fine." I thought he was just joking. Yeah. Next thing I know, man, I'm in Japan, Panama, Germany, doing comedy. And then I developed a serious act. So now, I'm a headliner now. Matter of fact, I'm in Atlanta this weekend, man, doing 6 shows, man.
Oh my God. Do you like doing
Yeah.
6 shows, or do you, because like I
Not
know it's
really.
usually the Thursday 1 show, Friday, Saturday 2 shows, Sunday 1 show.
One show, yeah, exactly. Now, I really don't like those. I call them marathons.
Yeah.
So, but you know, hey man, they pay the most, so
Yeah.
you have to do it. You got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
I'm trying. I'm sitting here trying to search for this doggone picture that I can show you, man. My golf thing.
Oh my God, that'd be fantastic.
Well, see,
You can shoot that over to us.
yeah. Well, it's different for
Yeah, that's
guys
what I
like
do. That's
you
what I would do.
compared to guys like me, because like I'm a feature, and I used to open for Norm Macdonald and stuff. So when we did those shows,
Oh yeah,
I loved it because it was like more shows for me, more time to work with my hero
Right.
and stuff. You know, the headliner probably fucking hates it because they're like,
yeah,
you know.
It's hard.
I know. You know, but I'm gonna tell you after that that Friday night last show, that Friday night, you start feeling like, okay, I now it's smooth sailing, you know. Then after that, after you're on the stage, when you're on stage, that Saturday, that second show, and you're on stage and you halfway through, you start feeling like, man, I'm gonna go back to the hotel, man, and just kick back, and you know, give me some Doritos and the drinks.
I have a question for you.
Smooth sailing. The Sunday is smooth sailing.
Oh boy.
I have a question for you, and I don't know if this is like a question you'd want to answer, you know, freely, but have you ever done a weekend where Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, for whatever reason, you just bombed? You know what I mean? Maybe you were off or whatever, and you bombed all the shows, and then the owners are like, why did we hire this guy? And then on Sunday, you just killed it.
That ain't happened yet, and I hope it never does, man. But I had a night or two that was. I remember, man. I bombed opening up for Biggie Smalls, man.
Yeah.
At North Carolina A&T, man. Biggie was on the show. Biggie, the Lost Boys, Junior Mafia, Lil Kim. Man, I went up there, man. The guy told me to do 5 minutes, right? I was the host. He said, just go up there and do 5 minutes. I say, 5 minutes? That's all. He was counting my money to me. He said, yeah, man, I just want to go up there and do 5 minutes. I say, 5 minutes? I said, let me do 20. He said, he stopped counting the money, like, okay. He's like, man, this is a rap show. They didn't come to see comedy, man. And I went out there, man. First was cool. Then all of a sudden, man, they start boo. I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go. But, yeah, man, that happened. It happens, brother.
It does.
It definitely happens.
Wow.
Yes,
see, my goal is to be a national headliner too. And like, if I ever get on the TV or whatever, my very first show, like I'm talking where I could sell tickets, I sold out, and everyone loves me for, you know, being on the TV. My first show, I'm gonna purposely bomb and just walk everyone out.
Oh man.
You're gonna just give it up.
It'd be fun.
You know, give up the ghost. Give up the ghost. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Give up the ghost.
Yeah. And then you did this movie called Thick as Thieves with Alec Baldwin, and I wanted to see what was that transaction like, because that's probably a movie you don't.
That was so cool, man. That was so that was so cool. Thick as Thieves was one of them movies, man. That that's the first time ever getting killed in a movie, ever getting shot.
Oh.
I got shot. And by who shot me? Rebecca De Mornay.
Shot me. That's a good person to get shot by, though.
That was my first. I know, right? First thing, man, and I got shot. And then Candy Alexander. I don't know if you know Candy Alexander, but Candy Alexander, she's also was in Minister Society. She was the one that was on the drugs, you know, in the beginning with Sam Jackson. Yeah. Anyway, she shot. Real beautiful girl, man, and she was the cop. So she came and stood over me, and I was laying on the ground, and I had a clear shot under her dress. If I open my eyes, I told her, I say, Candy, I say, I'm going to die with my eyes closed because I don't want to look under you. She said, oh, thank you very much. But I was tempted to do one of these numbers. I was tempted to like.
Dude, how funny would that be if you did that and the director's like, fuck, we got to redo it. You got to die again.
Because she had a tight dress on and I didn't see no panty liner. no pennies, no penny mark. So I was like, ooh, if I peek at this, something might peek back at me.
And then you ended up doing the Bernie Mac show, which I think you said earlier you did 40 something episodes, but that you also got to work with your pal. So like, how was that like? Because like working with your friends, I feel is not working. You know what I mean? That's just
the best show that I think I ever done. Ever. I mean, the most fun that I ever had. I mean, it was almost like it wasn't even a job, man. You know, some people sit home and look at the clock and be like, dang, man, I have 5 more hours I got to go to work. I used to look at the clock and be like, God, dog, man, I got to wait 7 more hours, man. I got to wait a whole nother, because I used to want to get back, man. I mean, it was like a well-oiled machine because every time we sit at the table and we could be talking, Bernie joking, telling us jokes and telling us, real life stories that's so funny and stories. And all of a sudden they say action, we'll go right into the scene. And then when they say cut, we'll cut and go right back into the jokes, man, and the laughing. I mean, that's how well oiled that we had it, until we had a guest, a special guest like to come on the show. I mean, one time Sugar Shane Mosley came on the show.
Oh my God.
And all he had to do was act like Sugar Shane Mosley. And that was the hardest thing for him to do. I mean, Shane was, he had to say this one line, say, where you guys from? Mandalay Bay. And he was like, where you guys from? Mandalay Bay? Where you guys staying? Mandalay Bay? And man, it was so funny, man. We like, okay, have to do another cut and all that, man. Shoot. They're finna run this 100 meters, y'all. Women's 100 meters.
Oh my God. Now, did the Bernie Mac show help you, like, while you were doing stand-up, like, help you sell tickets and stuff? And, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. It helped me. Matter of fact, the Bernie Mac show was the thing that, oh, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, what happened?
The Bernie Mac show was the thing. The Bernie Mac show was the thing that, oh, I'm sorry. The Bernie Mac show was the thing that really, no, you know what? I think people don't know the Bernie Mac show. They know me from Martin. They know me from the Martin. Yeah.
That's true.
They know me from the Martin. But and that's what, I don't think I ever be able to live that down. I don't think I ever be able to live that down.
It's a classic.
Well, would you ever want to? Because I wouldn't want to.
No, man. I love it, man. I love the fact that I created something that people really, enjoy and can admire. Yeah, I really do, man. Because I remember Barry White one time saying, he said, man, if you get one hit record, one hit song in your career, you have done way more than the majority of the people that are out trying to do what you do. This one hit, and if I don't do anything else in my life, man, I mean, I have done things that I've seen places because the character allowed me to travel the world. And, even when I'm in some other countries, man, they even know the character. Man, I was in Bahamas and Jamaica and places like that. They know, man. They know.
Yeah.
Sha'Carri Richardson just won 100 meters, man. She the world champion.
Oh, my God. Holy Lord.
Fantastic.
Were you rooting for her?
She won that
110 yards.
That's amazing, man. It's amazing.
She's amazing.
Yes.
It's an extra 10 yards. It's 110
yards.
From
marijuana to world champion.
Wow. Yeah.
Remember last year she got suspended for the marijuana thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I remember a snip of that. I can't. That's right.
You ever see like a sports thing where a record gets broken and you're like, oh, that's cool that it broke it, but then there's there's certain records, like, for example, when Will Chamberlain got 100 points, you're like, oh, great. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
and then when Kobe got 81, you're thinking, he should have broken it. You know what I mean?
I know. It's like in track, it's like, why do you slow down? Why did you slow down? Just because you was winning. Go on in and break the record,
Why'd you slow down?
Break the doggone record. Don't slow down. That's what I'm talking about. Don't slow down.
Yeah. But and then you went to Crumbs, which I felt was a very funny show, but I felt like they pulled the plug before it found its life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, they did, man. I heard that it was a budget thing, and they was talking about, they didn't have the budget. The actors was asking for too much money or whatever. But I thought it was a good show, man. And I love working with Jane Curtin. That was my first on-screen kiss.
Whoa! Oh my God! Were you nervous on that? Was your wife saying?
Yeah, the original Miss Conehead from Saturday Night Live.
She's very good.
Yes. That was man. That was the most lucrative job I ever had, I think. So that was pretty cool. ABC, that was dope, man. I loved it.
Plus, your name was Elvis.
Yes. Man, you guys did some good research on me, man. I tell you that, man.
Oh, well, we try really hard not to ask the same questions.
Yeah,
I mean, I know sometimes it's impossible, but we try not to because we're thinking, we have expectations. You know what I mean? It's either the best interview you'll ever do or the worst. That's all we care about.
Exactly. Nah.
We don't go for the middle.
If nobody have ever in all, I've done so many podcasts, so many interviews, nobody has never asked me about Together Brothers.
All right.
Alan Lee wins that reward.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's a buffet in Pasadena, a seafood buffet that was there for some time. It was called the San Jacinto Inn. You ever eat there?
Nah, man. I'm gonna have to tell my wife about that because my wife loves seafood, man.
Yeah, it was an
amazing
place. Jacinto Inn. Might not be there anymore, but it was an amazing place.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna tell her about that because she loves seafood, man. She loves seafood.
Next time you're there, it's on Alan. Alan buys.
Yeah. No, it's on me, man. It's on me because next time you come in town, I'm gonna take it there because you know about Together Brothers.
Oh,
thank you.
Now
we got something we can talk about that nobody else know about.
They won't know.
Nobody know. That's crazy.
Reginald, what's your oddest cameo request you've gotten?
The oddest one. Somebody asked me to do something one day, and I told them I couldn't do that, man. I had to reject that. It was something, man. He wanted me to cuss somebody out. Oh. He said, "Yeah, man, I want to talk about it and tell him he's a bum and he's a mother effing loser and blah blah blah." I said, "Man, I can't do that, man."
Oh my God. Oh wow, that's funny.
That might come back to haunt me. They might use that against me in a court of law.
Right.
Oh, I can't believe someone asked that.
They might use that against me in the court of law.
Oh my God.
Someone's actually asked me to do something similar, and I'm so broke, so I did it for the $20. At the end, I say to whoever, I say, "All right, Mark. Well, I hope you know that it was all fun and games. I love you very much, and have a great day." You know what I mean? I did something like that.
Yeah,
that's what Don Rickles would do.
Yeah, I made it kind of funny. I didn't make it serious.
I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
You can't cancel me after I said I love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
What a way to go. What a way to
Can't
go.
do that, right? Exactly.
But I think Cameo is one of those great sites for because there's times where, for example, not everybody in the world will be able to, who's a huge fan of yours, will be able to go see you do stand up. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know you do stand up.
A lot of people don't know, man, and that's the crazy thing about it. Because when I go on the road, people talking about, man, I didn't even know you did stand up, man. I didn't even know.
That's true.
And it works out. People they be so surprised, and next thing you know, man, it's like, it worked for me, man. So and keep on doing it until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I'm gonna book you on Cameo for Alan for Together's Brothers.
Yeah. So to just scream at me that we know what Together Brothers is about, and and we saw it many times. That's a great.
That's right. So, a cold-blooded soundtrack. Soundtrack.
So I have two more questions for you, and I want to respect your time. But I don't know if this is true, and maybe if it is, you can't really talk about it. But you played football, and then you were also in a football scandal. And those are two of my favorite things because I love football and I love scandals. You know what I mean?
You don't have to answer it. He doesn't have to answer that.
No, you don't.
Yes, SMU was the first team that ever get put on the death penalty, meaning they took our whole football program for recruiting violations in '87. Big scandal.
Wow.
And I was caught up in it, and I ended up able to transfer to University of Missouri. That's the best thing that ever happened to me, man, because that's when I started majoring in theater, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So that's for illegal recruiting violations. They said they was paying us to play and all that kind of stuff, so it was crazy.
Yeah, plead the fifth. It's fine, but like it is one of those things that's a blessing in disguise because if that didn't happen, your life
might not be talking to you guys right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. Yeah.
So, unless we were a football podcast.
Yeah. Well,
I don't regret it at all, man.
That would be a stretch because neither one of us played pro ball.
Yeah, I didn't play either. I didn't play pro ball, and I'm happy I didn't, man, because I'm already broke up from college. I'd probably be all broke down now if I played NFL.
Yeah. You know what's so odd about NFL is like the average pro, length is probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, right? Compared to basketball, the average is 13, 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of I don't know. But Alan, you got any last second questions?
Nothing. I know that Reginald and I both love Pam Grier to death.
Wow.
Queen. Pam Grier is the queen.
And she can't do no wrong. I got a quick story about Pam Grier.
We
were on the set of Martin, and we used to hang out in the back, outside, in between takes and stuff. We used to hang out, sit on the golf cart, and talk outside. And Pam Grier was working in another stage down the way. And she came out her dressing room, came downstairs. We all sitting around talking, and she came out her dressing room. Dude, it was like a golden light.
Oh.
And she came down, she was talking to everybody. And I, who am the biggest Pam Grier fan, could not open my mouth.
Oh.
I was just standing in awe, just looking at her, man. I couldn't say a word. And then I saw her walk off. I was like, I couldn't say nothing. I was just looking at her, man. I missed my opportunity to talk to Pam Grier, man. I was just staring, looking at her, man. It was like, oh, googly eye. That was my girl.
Oh my God.
You know who of all people that happened to me with? Roy Rogers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The drink?
I just froze.
Did Roy Rogers even know that you was there?
Yes. Because it was at the airport. And
he had to be 156 years old. Huh?
Yeah, no, I was a luggage guy, and I was helping him with his luggage, and his son was there.
Really?
And he took his hat off, and he tipped me, and he smiled, and I could not get out. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Man, you really just told your age, man. Roy Rogers.
Oh my God. We know the mystery of Alan's age now. I got you guys both beat though. Like, this is most embarrassing ever. One time I was in a bathroom and I peed next to Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, that's good.
Reginald, I swear to God, like, I'm peeing next to this guy. And I'm thinking I could ask this guy anything right now. Like, will you do my podcast or something like that? So here's what I asked him. I said, Christopher Lloyd. And he's like, yeah. I was like, I have a question. He's like, yeah. I was like, how come in Roger Rabbit you took the cartoon shoe and you put it in the dip? What did that shoe do to you? And he just looks at me and he's like, for Christ's sakes, man, I'm peeing.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, I don't want to top that, but at a comic book convention, I was peeing next to the Lone Ranger, Clayton Moore.
Oh, wow. dude.
And I was sitting there peeing and I was saying, my
aging
God,
yourself
it's
now,
the
man.
Lone fucking Ranger.
You aging yourself now, man.
I know.
After why he gonna tell us? After why he gonna tell us, man? He got a piece of Charlie Chaplin's in it.
Charlie Chaplin. Oh my God! Come on now, come on, bro.
I had a Charlie Chaplin hat back to him. He dropped it.
No, that's a bit.
He said the Lone Ranger and Roy Rogers, dude.
You know what's so weird about Charlie Chaplin is he had like a Hitler mustache. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And ain't nobody point that out.
No one points that out. So like whenever I see someone with a Hitler mustache, I just say, tell people you have a Charlie Chaplin mustache.
Exactly. Thank you. I got this Charlie Chaplin, but hey, Hitler.
Well, listen, this was a blast.
Well, I have one more question for you, if I could. If you could go back into a time machine and talk to a younger version of yourself and just tell them what you know now, what would you say?
I would say take better care of yourself when it comes to eating.
Okay.
That's what I would say, because I have really, I never drank in my life, never smoked in my life, but man, I had so much junk food, it makes up for all the drugs that I never taken and all the alcohol that I never drank.
Yeah.
So I would tell myself to take better care of yourself when it comes to your diet. That's my problem.
I'm so glad you said that and you didn't say, don't do Keith Reza's podcast.
Nah, man, this is good. Well, this is stuff I ain't never been asked before, so I like that.
Where can the folks at home follow and support you at?
Well, Facebook, Reginald Ballard, and TikTok, bruhman_fifth flow. And Instagram, same thing, bruhman_fifth flow.
All right. Well, thanks, Reginald, and thanks for saying yes.
It's been fun, man. We do it again.
Thank you, sir. Loved it.
All right.
We'll see you guys later. All right, guys. Subscribe, rate, review, and tell a friend, and we'll see you guys next week.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.